Tonight, a Fact Finder 12 investigation into virtual reality games, children, and the virtual conversations that go with them.
So can they turn into something more than virtual? Fact Finder 12 investigator Brandon Stitt talked with one grandmother who says her grandson's gaming conversations turn into something more.
Yeah, right, Mike, Rachel. The Meta's virtual metaverse. You play it with Oculus. It's a popular gaming headset. And when Kim Warren's grandson wanted one, she went right along with it. But what she didn't know is that anyone from anywhere can now talk to him.
It is an Oculus and it's virtual reality.
This virtual reality headset, powered through Facebook, lets players go into what Meta calls the metaverse.
It has games already preloaded, you know, like the old Donkey Kong that we used to play.
Kim Warren knew players could talk to each other inside the metaverse. But what she didn't know,
You can actually send messages through the Oculus to their email, to their phone, through Facebook, and then they have everything they need to know about you.
it happened. Kim's 11-year-old grandson began chatting with who he thought was a 9-year-old girl.
And then the next thing I know, she's on his phone, and then she's sending pictures of herself and her animals and her bedroom and things like that. And then, of course, he sends a picture back.
They even talked on the phone.
The voice is a disguised voice. It's not a little girl anymore.
Kim, now feeling uneasy about the situation, made her grandson block the person and erase their information. But it didn't stop.
Somehow that person through Oculus contacts him again and has him download a secret website.
That website, Discord.
And I said, why did you do Discord? Because she said to download this so nobody would know that he was talking to her.
Kim knew then this was no normal game time chat.
It made me so sick to my stomach because I knew this was a predator. I knew it.
And this grandmother wants others to know.
If it's happening to him, it's happening to other people.
And this is only one product. There are several game platforms where players can communicate with each other. And it's not only virtual reality games, so it's something that you'll want to watch for.
Brandon, thank you. CEOs of those major social media companies just dragged before Congress on that very